Senator Sanders wants to dismantle Obamacare, dismantle the CHIP program, dismantle Medicare, dismantle private insurance. Currently, there's a $19 trillion gap, give or take, between what Senator Sanders has proposed and how he's articulated paying for his proposals. So that, to me, is troubling.
Yeah, but something else may be troubling on the campaign trail as we see Chelsea Clinton on the stump for her mom bashing Bernie Sanders and the Sanders approach to health care. This attack on policy is a first for young Ms. Clinton as Sanders continues to catch and in some states surpass Secretary Clinton in the polls. In fact, Van Jones, a radical leftist and former advisor for President Obama, says the Democratic Party is waging a full-on rebellion against Hillary's campaign. So is the party finally backing away once again from Hillary Clinton? To talk about that, we're pleased to be joined from Newsmax New York by the former editor-in-chief of the New York Times Magazine, Edward Klein. Ed, of course, the author of the best-selling book, Unlikable: The Problem with Hillary. And Ed, we welcome you tonight, and I don't think Hillary likes the situation. How bad is it? Are Democrats, in fact, jumping ship, getting off the Hillary to mix modes of transportation, getting off her bandwagon?
Well, if you're going to roll out your husband, Bill Clinton, and then you're going to roll out your daughter, obviously something's going on inside that campaign that they know that the rest of us only can sense, which is that Hillary's in trouble in Iowa and New Hampshire.
Yeah, Van Jones thinks Bernie Sanders is going to win both Iowa and New Hampshire. If that happens, is it the end for Hillary's campaign?
No, I don't think it's the end of her campaign. I don't think anything short of God coming down and smiting her with a lightning rod is going to take Hillary out of this campaign. She's a very tough campaigner, but it certainly will take her into South Carolina as a seriously injured candidate.
Now, I'm just wondering, will we see Joe Biden get into this thing, or Al Gore, or Elizabeth Warren, or somebody else?
Well, here's my take on that. If, as I suspect, ultimately Hillary is going to be indicted by the Justice Department, which I believe she will be, on emails, corruption with the Clinton Foundation, and maybe even lying to the FBI and suborning perjury. If that happens, Hillary intends, I'm told by my sources, to continue running under indictment, that she's not going to give up. But I believe that the Democratic Party has an awful lot to lose if that happens. Senators will go down, House of Representative people will go down, governors will lose their seats, the Democratic Party will take a huge beating. So I think the Democratic Party is going to rise up, if Hillary's indicted, force her out, and that's when Joe Biden will come in.
Well, that's very interesting, Ed. We'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, tonight, all eyes on the next GOP debate and an interesting dynamic involving Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. They've been going back and forth. Let's take a look at their latest attacks on each other.
He's been really, really nice. Other than the last couple of days, getting a little testy. No, they attack. But they don't understand that, unlike this country, I attack back.
I think he may shift in his new rallies to play in New York, because, Donald comes from New York and he embodies New York values.
So, Ed, there you sit at Newsmax New York, Cruz ripping the Donald for New York values, not intended as a compliment. Is it smart politics to attack one another in this way in this campaign?
Well, from my perspective, what's not so smart is to do what Gerald Ford did when New York was near bankruptcy, and there was a big headline in the Daily News, Ford to New York, drop dead, if you recall. I think what Cruz is doing is he believes that there's this kind of a negative feeling about New York, New Yorkers, could be even a disguised attack against New York Jews. It's not clear. As
Well,
we know,
now,
Donald
yeah,
is not Jewish.
Yeah, but especially when you consider the latest news, Ed, about Cruz failing to report a loan from Goldman Sachs. He's going to amend that report, but you take a look at his record. He went to Harvard Law School, married a Wall Street executive. So can Ted honestly say with those connections he's an outsider? 20 seconds.
Absolutely not. And it's all a lot of BS, as we know. They're going at each other at, below the belt, and that's where this race is going right now, and it's hurting the Republicans, and it's going to hurt them in the general election.
And yet I'm always reminded that perception can equal reality, and of course politics ain't beanbag. Ed Klein at Newsmax New York, we thank you. The name of Ed's book again, Unlikable, The Problem with Hillary. You heard Ed outline a lot of problems. We'll keep our eye on that, and we hope you keep your eye right here as we continue with Newsmax Prime after this.